especially chair of the budget. This is almost equivalent to a minister. Of course, the chairs of, although committees are no longer, paid for attendance, the chairs have a higher salary, which the other members don't have. But most important for someone like Ndindi Nyoro, if the broad-based government had never been formed, no one in opposition would have a chance to chair any of these committees, because you see, just like the way it goes with the majority, the moment you have majority in the House, then you have majorities in the committees automatically. And when an election is called, the majority of government takes over. A leader like Ndindi Nyoro, you can never condemn somebody unheard. Ndindi Nyoro has simply used his CDF well. And that's what I want to tell Junet Mohammed, if he has not been following up CDF. I was a member of parliament, and I know CDF is very effective if you leave it to the management of the people, and your work is to oversight. The CDF committees are, if you allow the people to elect, and you allow them to constitute them, and you give the money direct to the community, and in fact that work as a system it works with. If you allow CDF to operate purely, it can do a lot. That money is a lot. You can invest in every single school. You can do all what that Ndindi Nyoro has done. If you had used other government resources, what happens is when you are a chair of budget, every member of parliament is supposed to allocate resources to their constituencies. You allocate, and then you follow up. And all this is challengeable during the committee of supply. That's the time you can amend if somebody has scooped more than the other. But what do many members of parliament do? During committee of supply, you find only 10 members. The ones who like law and mathematics and accounts. Most of them have gone to take tea while the things are being moved from their constituencies to other constituencies.
So you're saying the other MPs are simply not using the CDF?
They're simply not using their CDF. A lot of MPs misappropriate and steal CDF. But as a member of parliament, I made sure there was no grassroots school, and there was no mud school, and you could, and every primary school could get at least 1 million or 2 million going on, and you find all the roofs are changed and the structures strengthened. You can easily do what Ndindi Nyoro has done.
It's interesting that you say that, because let's listen to what Junet Mohammed and Ichungwa had to say about this, because for them, what Ndindi Nyoro has done is almost close to a miracle. Listen to what they say.
The Budget and Appropriation Committee of this House has reached to the level where the chair of that committee, Mr. Speaker, now, members of parliament are going to his constituency for benchmarking, Mr. Speaker. Benchmarking. And all of us are supposed to receive the same amount of NGCDF, Mr. Speaker. What is making our members to go and benchmark in a colleague's constituency, Mr. Speaker? Because the colleague is receiving more funding because of him being the chairman of the budget committee. Let's be honest to Kenyans. Let's tell Kenyans the truth, that he was sitting in an advantageous position of chairing that powerful committee of the House, which you could do skewed allocation of resources to his constituents, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, which member of parliament here can afford through his NGCDF to build classrooms, plaster them, put windows, put roof, put tiles in the classroom, cabros in the... Mr. Speaker, which member of parliament can afford to do that here?
We have now reconstituted a new budget and appropriations committee. Let me be on record, it will not be business as usual. This House will not sit back and allow members who sit in the Budget and Appropriations Committee to use the position they hold in that committee to appropriate money to only their constituencies at the expense of other Kenyans. Because all these 349 members come here to represent people. They come here to seek and lobby for resources to go back to their people. That is why the people of Vihiga are crying today. It is sad that you would find in a county that was to benefit from public participation, a national polytechnic in a county that was slated to benefit for public participation, getting a mere 10 million shillings, whereas in another county where a member in the Budget and Appropriations Committee sits in, a national polytechnic gets 250 million shillings. It is immoral, it is unethical, and very unprofessional of us who sit in those committees.
As you're saying, when Junet asked that which MP can afford through NGCDF to build classrooms, plaster them, put cabro and roofing tiles, you say that the MPs are simply stealing?
Yes, in fact, any MP who does not steal CDF, they will do a lot in their constituencies, and they will always be elected back by the people. But a lot of MPs steal the CDF. I can assure you, even if you did an audit of Kiharo constituency, even if you are to send the Auditor General there, she will find out everything has been done. But you remember, Ndindi Nyoro was a chairman of CDF for Rungu. It is all that it is stolen at the national level. We have been numbered in the country to build all the roads, to make sure that there are no road blockages. You know, when it's about to rain, you'll be surprised how our roads will become full of, you know what, is because of stealing. If people worked as honest as Ndindi Nyoro, they'll get very far. And if you have skewed anything, it will be on the record. It is in the Committee of Supply. It is in the ministry. You know which minister has been working in Kiharo. It will be there. You know the government implements through the ministries. So if you, and I'm sure CDF is not more than any other person. I can assure you that's a model constituency. Ichungwa should go and land there, and Junet. If Junet Mohammed abandons his constituents and is always in Nairobi doing politics, and you have allowed thieves to run your CDF, there will be no classroom which will ever be plastered. It will never have windows. It will never have cabro and those sort of things. So it's doable, and I did it in Makueni, and it worked. And within 2 years, everybody could see every school has a new roof. It is workable. So let them not hide behind these politics of nonsense. Let them go and work in their constituency. Even them, in fact, Junet Mohammed and the Ichungwa are more advanced to skew development than any other member of parliament, if that were the practice.
All right, I'll take a quick break on